we need to talk about the brand new M4 Mac Mini, because this has got to be Apple's best value product they've released in such a long time. I am so excited to get this thing unboxed, see it in person. Apple have such an innate ability to make their unboxing experiences second to none. They just make it weirdly satisfying, and I'm literally buzzing to get this thing unboxed and actually see this thing in person. There is something so satisfying about these pull tabs on Apple's products. And don't get me wrong, I miss the old cellophane plastic that they used to put on their products. But it's 2024. We've got to be mindful these days, haven't we? Wow. Look at it. It is tiny. It's almost a portable device. You can whack that in your bag and you don't even notice it. That is insane. Do we get Apple stickers? If anyone has any Apple stickers, you need to hold on to them, because Apple aren't putting them in any of their products at the minute, really. So those things are going to be like gold dust in the not too distant future. So if you've got some, hang on to them. Oh, that's satisfying. They want us to go this way as well. Look at this. This is Apple all over. Oh, that is a beauty. M4 Mac Mini. So looking at the front, we've obviously got our two USB-C ports and we've got our 3.5mm headphone jack. They are going to be rated up to 10 gigabit per second transfer speed from the front, which that's good enough for the vast majority of people that are going to be buying the M4 Mac Mini. That's good enough. If you need higher, plug your external drive into the back. But for the front, for quick, easy access, that is good enough. And if you don't think it is, tell me in the comments and I'll tell you that you're wrong. The vast majority of you watching right now aren't subscribed, and I would absolutely love for you to hit that subscribe button. Come with me on this crazy, wacky YouTube journey. Help me grow the channel so I can bring you more and more content on all the kind of things that we all enjoy. And then on the back, we got our power inlet. We've got our gigabit Ethernet cable, our HDMI port, and our 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, because this is the M4 base model and they've only decided to give us Thunderbolt 4. Now, if you were to upgrade to the M4 Pro chip, then you're going to be getting Thunderbolt 5 ports in there too. So if you need that speed, it's a consideration to upgrade. For the vast majority of people, we're getting 40 gigabits per second of transfer speed. Again, it's fast enough for the vast majority of people. The last thing, and I've seen pictures about it, I've seen people moaning about it, is that, the power button. No one cares. It's totally fine under there. Yes, you can't fit your finger under there if it's laying flat, but who turns off their Mac Mini anyway? Who turns off their laptop when they're using a MacBook Pro? No one does. You put it into sleep mode, you forget about it, you come back to it the next time you want to use it, you smash that space bar and it comes out of sleep mode. You're never going to turn it on. And for the odd time that you do need to turn it off, you slightly tilt your Mac Mini and press the off button. It ain't that big of a deal. So what are my initial thoughts on the design of the M4 Mac Mini? and the truth is, but it's beautiful. It's genuinely a stunning design. So let's talk about the M4 chip first that's powering this beautiful Mac Mini. We're going to get a 10-core CPU out of that. It's got 4 of the performance cores and 6 high efficiency cores. We've got a 10-core GPU in there as well, which is going to be enough for the vast majority of people. A 16-core neural engine and up to 120 gigabits per second memory bandwidth. It is genuinely enough for 99% of people, this baseline model for me. from a chip performance. The one thing the M4 Mac Mini does come with, although you can't get it yet, is obviously Apple Intelligence. Products have been designed from the ground up for Apple Intelligence when they're not even shipping with it. What people also need to know is that the last version of the Mac Mini, the M2 version of Mac Mini, will also be getting Apple Intelligence. But one of the good things that's coming out of Apple Intelligence is the fact that Apple have decided that in order to make Apple Intelligence run as smoothly and effectively as they want it to on the Mac machines, that they're upping the base memory from 8 gigabytes all the way up to 16. So with this baseline M4 Mac Mini, it's coming with a 250 gigabyte hard drive, and for most people it's fine. And if you think it's not, and you haven't got the cash, you don't want to spend £200 to upgrade from 256 all the way up to 512, then for half the money, you can get a 4 terabyte SSD. Jumping back to the front of the Mac Mini with our 2 USB-C 3 ports. Again, for the vast majority of people, that's going to be enough for what you need to do. It's going to give you the transfer speeds that you need, and also, more importantly, it's convenient. They finally put a port on the front of a Mac Mini after years of them being on the back of the device and making life a little bit awkward. You've got at least, yes, the lower speed, but at least you've got a port for easy access on the front of the device to make life just that little bit easier. And I love the fact they've put the 3.5mm audio jack on the front, because again, it just makes life easier. No one wanted to go traipsing around the back of their old Mac Mini, or just be pulling the Mac Mini out and fighting with it and trying to get it in them. No one wants that. So the fact you've got USB-C on the front now, and you've got a 3.5mm audio jack, that's kind of as much as you need on a day-to-day basis. And that's where we come onto the back, because that's where you're going to be plugging things in, typically where you're not going to be putting them in and out all the time. You're never going to be taking the power lead in and out, duh. Your gigabit Ethernet, you're going to plug that in once, and that's it. Unless you ever take it away with you somewhere, you're not going to be taking that in and out. So fine, leave it on the back, it's cool. HDMI, exactly the same. You're going to plug it in once and leave it. Hurrah, happy days. And then the 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports on the back. If you are going to be using an SSD over a long period of time, you're probably going to be leaving it in. So the fact that those faster ports are on the back, I don't see it being a problem. So we've got Wi-Fi 6E baked into the M4 Mac Mini, so it's nice to have those fast Wi-Fi speeds. Yes, you've got your gigabit Ethernet port, but for the vast majority, I think, they're not going to be using a gigabit Ethernet port. They're going to be connecting via Wi-Fi. So my initial impressions of this device are really genuinely amazing. And obviously this is just my unboxing. It's to run through the spec sheet. It's to kind of give you my initial thoughts on how good this device should be. And if you are considering buying the M4 Mac Mini, just off the spec sheets alone, I genuinely believe this is going to be Apple's best value product in such a long time. But make sure you hit that subscribe button, because what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be plugging this thing in. I'm going to be hooking it up and setting it up as my main device now for the foreseeable future. My MacBook Pro is going away. That's going to be locked in a cupboard. I'm not going to touch it. And my life now is going to revolve around the M4 Mac Mini. So my next step now is to get this thing plugged in. It's going to be set up as my main device now. My M3 MacBook Pro is going away. I'm not going to touch it now. It's going to be locked away in the cupboard. And my entire life now is going to revolve around the M4 Mac Mini. And I'm so excited to see how this thing performs, because if this is as good as what I expect it to be, then we're in for a real treat as Apple fans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be jumping into using this on a daily basis, and I'm going to give you a full rundown of how this thing performs for me as a brand new YouTuber creating content for you. And I am genuinely excited to see how this thing performs, how it lives up to my M3 MacBook Pro, how much easier it's going to make my life, editing videos and doing everything else around the YouTube channel. So please hit that subscribe button. Come on that journey with me. Get involved in the comments down below. Tell me how good you think this M4 Mac Mini is going to be. And please support the channel. I appreciate you all. Speak soon. Out.